Like you said, my name is Gloria and I'm here to speak on leadership in an age of innovation. But before I start, I would like to ask a very personal question that we're all going to answer for our own self. Has anyone learned anything of recent that changed the way you view people and the way you view life and business in general? Anybody? Anybody here? So you see, this talk show, this speech is actually designed for you. Because as developers, as builders, as innovators, we tend to get so soaked in and locked in what we are building. Like the former speaker has said, catching up with the legal framework, checking the markets and other things that we forget about the most important of all, which is what? Leadership. Now, when we talk about leadership in an age of innovation, it simply means the ability to remain relevant, resilient, and also very reliable in a world now that is changing, that adaptability has become so rampant. Like today, you can wake up this morning and you will notice that everything has changed. The previous speaker was able to put light on that, on the fact that things changes every second. So how do you now keep up with this? If you want to put your leadership in check, if you don't know how to remain relevant, you just become irrelevant. Now, what we are going to be taking today is, I'm going to be taking you through some series of slides that we have prepared to be able to show you how leaders can remain afloat during all this whole, the way that things are moving very rapidly. Today, we are focused on AI and all the whole AI innovation, and everybody is following their automation in AI, and so many things. 5 or 6 years back, that was not it. I could still remember, I don't know how many of us could still remember the time that the internet just broke out recently, and everybody's like, oh no, you don't use the internet, we should keep on using the library to do what we want to do. We don't need the internet. Then later on, we now see that, okay, Google is something that we can use. Even while you're in school, they'll tell you that, please go to the library. That is where you get your information. I remember when we were writing our projects, it was like, oh, don't give me information. The lecturers will tell you, don't give me information from the internet. Go to the library and open the pages and get your facts from them. But now we have seen, because of the leadership we had then, the type of leadership they were willing to adapt to what was going on as adapted. They were not willing to look at tech and see how it's influencing the way decision making are being taken and all the whole relevant tools that were being created as at that time. So it became a problem. Not long ago, they started accepting it. Okay, now you make your reference and put in that this is where you got your referencing from. And then now, we are in the age of AI. Now they'll tell you that I don't want you writing things from AI. Don't use AI. Now they have AI checkers to check what you are doing. So this is still the problem of what? Leadership, because we have refused to adapt to it. We are fighting that same battle that we have fought before. So that's why now you are writing. The problem now is no longer what are you writing, but is it AI that wrote those things for you? So these are all problems of what? Leadership. Being a leader in this age of innovation is something that you need to use. There are principles that you need to use to keep yourself afloat, to keep yourself very relevant. If not, it will look as if you are fighting the system. Instead of as leaders fighting the system, we should be able to adapt and use the system to our own advantages. So now we are going to be looking on how to build very bold, adaptive leaders who are shaping the world, the future of Africa. I'm sorry. Before the slide, okay. Now, sorry, the first slide. So now, to be a leader in this age of innovation is no longer like before, when they will tell you that leadership is the act of, leading, controlling, managing. It has changed. The role has changed now. So now, to be a leader in this age of adaptation, I think in the world of tech, the leaders we have are the product leads. Now, the kind of problem we have in the tech ecosystem is the fact that someone to bridge the gap between the innovators, the builders, and also the human relationship part. So this is where product strategies they come into place. But it's not really a very easy job to do, because when you're talking to developers, this is the vision we want to do. The legal people are there also telling you that this is not possible because because the legal team, the framework that is in charge of all the whole regulatory, framework, they are not like the forensic aspect. They have not yet enlightened themselves. They have not understood what we are doing in this space as Techstars. So it will always be a problem. That is why we have our regulation always changing every minute of the day. You have to keep yourself abreast of what is happening here. I remember when the CBN, when Bitcoin and all the whole blockchain technology, they started far back, it was a whole tug of war because of what? Leadership. If someone then had taken into consideration and has gone ahead to see the vision of what this is and tried to see how to regulate it, I'm very sure that many of us would have participated. It was only those that dared to, engage in the midst of all uncertainties. Now, they are the ones that are benefactors of all the Bitcoin, technology and all the blockchain. They are the ones making those things. All of a sudden, we saw that CBN brought out their own crypto space. In Naira, I believe, I don't know if it's still, very functional up to now. So, but it took a whole lot of time before they were able to come into that conclusion. If only the legal framework, they can see what we see, we have people in tech who are also in the legal place, I think it will help to bridge that gap between, innovation and the way we are able to access our way. So now for the first thing we need is someone that has a very good vision. As a leader now, you need to have the vision to understand that the world is changing and technology can, erupt from anywhere. And when it erupts, it's not the rush to, now everybody's in AI, everybody's running towards AI. Tomorrow now they will say it's BI and everybody will start running to BI. I remember the era of data analysis, and if you're not doing data analysis, I don't think you'll remain relevant. But now it's no longer that. So someone that has the vision, not to jump into every single thing, but have a clarity of what they are doing, this is what will help you to be a leader in this age where innovation is every minute of the day is springing forth. And second thing is that you have the idea, you are able to understand this is what we are trying to build, because that vision will help you to see what the idea is all about. When leaders are pitching themselves, if you don't have leaders that really have the knowledge and the idea and the vision and also have the openness of mind, it will really be difficult for startups to start up and get funding for what they need, because many people will not believe in their vision and the ideas that they have. This brings us to creativity. Now, when we look at this, many people now, I think most of creators, founders in Nigeria, they play safe by, tilting towards fintech more, because people understand fintech more. Anything more than fintech, it becomes a problem. But now it has become overcrowded because the kind of leadership we have in our fintech space is becoming very problematic. Everybody's opening a fintech startup. Like, if you check 100 startups, I'm very sure that 85 will be fintech. How many people are in Nigeria? Where is this money going to come from? All they are building are what? Payment system to, pay money outside the country, receive funds, send money from here to there. How about edu-tech? How about pension tech? How about agri-tech? All these things are what? The fault of leadership. If in a startup now, like, I was really impressed the first day we came here, and we're all grouped into section. Everybody was grouped into section, and everybody was pitching ideas, and and so they brought up, there was a fintech, the group I was in, there was a fintech idea that came up, there was an agri-tech that came up also, and two other ones that I really didn't get clarity on what they were building. But I was really impressed that the mentor was able to put them through and let them know that, okay, let's leave fintech, let's try this agri-tech, something like about organization of farmers and something. And everybody began to queue into it. So for the first time, I'm saying that because everybody wants to build, a payment system, as if that's the only thing we can, startups in Nigeria can do. So, is that ability of a leader, if you don't have that mind of, being a visionary person, you will not be able to make some changes. And the next one is discovery. So what you're able to discover will help you know where to move on to. So, as a leader, your discovery is what will help you. If you're not able to discover new ideas, the fintech was discovered by somebody. EdTech was discovered by somebody that knew the gap that needed to be bridged, that knew what the demand was. Whatever you are creating is Is it bringing value? This is why so many startups, apart from the regulatory problem, the funding problem, is that it doesn't bring any value. You understand? It's not applying the RUST principle. There's something I call the RUST principle, RUST. When we say RUST, we mean RUST has an R has a relevance, U has a utility, S has a systems, and T has what? Trust. So when we talk about RUST, we're talking about what you are building. If you have a very able leader in your team, what you are building, is it relevant to the Nigerian markets? Is it relevant to today's conflicts? Because yes, in every meeting there must be a conflict because we don't all share the same ideas, we don't all share the same vision towards this. They are replaced one status meeting with an innovation stand-up. If you are able to allow people to share their ideas, that's just what this means. Allow people to share their ideas, to tell you what they think about what you people are building and what you people can do better. I don't know if you understand. Then share what you learn with your team publicly. This will help you because accountability is something that helps you keep you on the line. If you're able to share what you are able to learn, it's not going to just disappear. You keep yourself accountable. Then the third week, what you're able to do is block 30 minutes daily for reading and learning. I know we are all busy, we are getting to work, we are getting to home, we are trying to do a lot of things, so learning new things becomes very difficult. But if you are able to just allocate, even if it is 10 minutes of your time, if 30 minutes is so much, you learn something new. It must not be tech related. You understand? It must not be tech related. It can be something new. It can be in fashion, it can be in music, it can be in finance, it can be in health. Learn something new every day. Or even in the tech world, learn something new in another segment of it. Because nobody is an island of itself. Learning is a continuous process. It's what keeps you abreast. Then assign a team member to research an emerging trend. So if you can, this is like if in an environment where you are working, you can decide to split yourself into groups, and then you assign someone to be able to, okay, check what is the new trend in this now. Oh, okay, today this is the tool that is very relevant now. So how do we use this tool? How are we able to, how is this thing going to help us as a team, as a company? What are we going to use it for? And so on and so forth. Then document one thing that didn't work and why. This is how you help yourself as a builder. What you have tried that didn't work, and why is it that it didn't work? Okay, one of the trends that you have tried, why didn't it work? It will help you tomorrow when you're making your own computation, and even when someone else is coming through, it will help you to know the progress so far and what to try and what not to try. This is what learning does. One thing about learning is that we don't like to checkmate ourselves. If you checkmate yourself, you checkmate your progress, it will help you to see where you are going to put in more effort and where you shouldn't. Because you cannot be wasting your time using like a rubber spoon to dig rock. It's not possible. Then for week 4, you create accountability. Number 1 is that you define your personal leadership evolution goal. How do you want to change? That's what I'm saying, that it involves every one of us as a person because it begins with you and I. We are all leaders, as I said here, because you made a decision to leave your house and be here, and you are seated here. We are all what? Leaders. As long as you can take a decision, you are what? You are a leader. So if you are able to define your personal leadership evolution goal, what am I going to do now as a person? My personality in check. Okay, am I going to be a more subtle person? Do I try to listen more than I speak? Do I try to engage with more people than before? Am I usually shy? Am I usually too outgoing? So what is my personal goal? What is my personal leadership evolution that I'm going to do? Today, am I going to delegate more tasks to people? Or am I going to bring in more people to the team? Or am I going to, network more and see how I'm going to push the vision of our team forward? And secondly is identify your innovation accountability partner. This can never be overemphasized. If you have someone that helps you monitor yourself, that keeps you in check, you're already blessed. If you have an accountability partner in anything you do, be it finance, be it health, be it home, be it passion or fashion, anyone. If you have an accountability partner, this is somebody that helps keep you in check. that will tell you when you are going overboard, that will tell you when you are underperforming and when you are overperforming. This is somebody that will tell you that you are late to this program. You are not supposed to be doing this at this time. Stop scrolling on TikTok and do something productive with yourself. So an accountability partner is the one that will tell you that, okay, we set the target that this app, the landing page is going to be ready by in 2 days' time. Why is it not ready? A supervisor that is your friend. That is what an accountability partner. People help yourself. Okay, in school we do call it a reading partner. When you're preparing for exam, you know what a reading partner does to you, right? It helps you open your eyes to it. In fact, there are some topics that you're not even conversant about. Your reading partner will open your eyes to it. So apply this tool into your life. If you have an accountability partner, it will help you to do what? To grow further in life, be it in your work, in your business, or in your personal relationship. An accountability partner is somebody that will help you. But before you choose an accountability partner, you have to pick somebody that is very unserious. You will not get anything out of it. So it has to be someone like a mentor, or someone that you see that has been through this, or someone that you feel that is better than you in some aspect that you need to learn, that can really give you accountable, that can keep you very accountable because they have run this race also. So if you pick a very suitable accountability partner, it's going to help you. You will notice the progress and change in your life because that person will tell you, there's my own accountability partner is to shout every day. Nobody's coming to save you. Carry your laptop. Nobody's coming to save you. You understand? As little as that, sometimes you will just send it as a message. You understand? That one is enough fuel. Even if I'm tired, I know that somebody is letting me to know that it is only me that can do this to change my situation. Nobody's coming from anywhere to come and save me. The first time I heard it, I was like, what's that for? How is that? What's the meaning of that? But over time I got to begin, I began to understand it. All I needed to do was, nobody's going to come and do it for you. It is you. It is you that will wake up. It is you that will dress yourself up. It is you that will bring yourself here. It is you that will sit down and listen and pick up the things you need from this event. It is you that is still going to apply it into your life. Nobody will do it for you other than you. It is you that will make a deliberate effort to make sure that you change your situation, to make sure that you have the right thing. As a startup, you are sleeping. What are you sleeping about? Are you rolling? Do you have users? You are sleeping. And meanwhile in India, there is more than 12 boys in one room. They start up, killing themselves to make sure that they bring something to life. And you are snoring in your bed. No, it can't happen. You understand? So, the world, you are competing. You are competing with the whole world. The world is a global world, a global village. Nobody is a local champion now. Whatever you are doing, your competitors are what? People in the UK, in the US, there in India, in Malaysia, so many places. Those are your competitors. If you set a target that way, it will make you not feel, oh, I'm better than my friend now. She doesn't even know how to open a computer. I'm better than her. No, you are not. So you know that it's everything that you do is for your own self. Nobody is coming to save you other than your own self. It will help you. When you want to get tired, you're like, this thing, I cannot debug it anymore. You remind yourself, nobody is going to debug it for you. Anyway, except AI shall, but still. It is still you that is going to prompt it to help you. You understand? It is you that will prompt it. And prompting is not a joke. When you started the whole prompt engineering something, it's not an easy thing to prompt. Because you prompt A and it will give you B, it makes your problem even worse than what it was before. So, you see, nobody will do it other than your own self. You need all the skills for you to be able to move forward. You understand? If you meet somebody that you want to, you have an idea, you meet an investor that is very, very, interested in you, that is willing to, and you're like, oh, your idea is very beautiful, show me something. Of course, many investors, they don't know what you do. They don't know what happens behind the back end and all those things. All they need is something they can show. That's why I said vibe coding. Till next tomorrow, you cannot convince me otherwise. You can easily vibe code that idea immediately and show them what it looks like, right? And they might end up investing into you. If you want to say, okay, I want to do it the traditional way, it's going to take months, sometimes years. And before you know, that investor is no longer interested. He has seen somebody else because as you are struggling, there's also somebody struggling. The market is survival of the fittest. Now, knowledge is no longer, it's not like before that it's only the most brilliant minds. No. We have so many tech influencers everywhere. So whatever knowledge that you feel that makes you very special, it's out there, it's out there. Somebody has already said it somewhere. So, but if you have that focus, you are very strict, you are fast in action, it will help you. You communicate very well. You are not shy. You can pitch yourself anywhere, anyhow. Pitch yourself, social. I'm working on an app that does this. The first thing an investor will ask you, where is the app? And you'll be like, oh no, I'm still building it. It only works in my computer. I can only host it there. It's not yet live. You're not serious. You understand? And somebody else is like, this is what I'm doing, this is what this app does. We don't know if it's working or not, but there's something to show for it. And then the next thing they ask you is, how do you intend to make money out of this? Because whatever an investor hears is what? How do I make money? How, if I give you 10 million naira, how do I get my money back with interest? This is where many of us fail because our leaders do not sit down to this, sit and build a very strong business model. Your idea is very beautiful, but then the cash, the mullahs are not going to roll in. What is your business model like? How is the leader in your team? How is your product lead? How are they, managing the business model? Because these are the two. So then for the last one is that we set a 90-day review with measurable outcomes. It will not work if you don't set out a plan of what you want to achieve. And then you give yourself time and see what can you do out of it. What have you done? I like to keep a diary of things that I've set out, goals I've set out to achieve in a year. Okay, I start with 3 months. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this project. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write this out. You understand? Oh, there was even somebody that was rolling out apps, both on Google and Apple. I don't know if you saw, she's online. Almost 5 apps per day. And I'm wondering how. 5 functional apps that is being approved by both Google. I don't know if people are familiar with mobile app applications. That both Android and iOS approve of. And she's doing it. So, but this is because of, somebody has set out a target for themselves. You understand? If you set up a target for yourself that this is what you want to achieve, I kid you not, the kind of progress you're going to notice in your life is not something anybody can tell you. That's why I say today we are all leaders. The moment you start taking yourself as an organization and you are leading, that's when you start noticing change. Tell yourself, I am an organization. I'm a product, I'm not a potential. So I am leading myself. This is what I intend to give out. You understand? I will market myself. I will develop myself. You understand? When we do this, you will see that, you will notice that I believe in 90 days time, you are going to see that you're going to become a very different person in general. So I think I'll stop here and leave my time should be. My time was elapsed, right? So I'll then look for questions or something. So, is there any question? Yeah, please. So, the question is, if you don't ask me, I'll ask you. So, ask me. I'll start with you. So, any question? If you don't ask me, I'll ask you. All right.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the section. At least as a leader, I learned a lot. So, I want to ask, there was a place you talked about delegation. Now, in my team, I have 4 team members. But sometimes it's as if they are scared of doing things. I don't know how to, I always tell them, you are free, do it the way you want to do it. And if it's not okay, I can be able to come in, But sometimes you see that you tell them, do this. 2 days, 3 days, they have not done anything. So in that situation, what is the best way to, is it that the communication is not, because I make sure that I always have meeting with them. So at that point, what should I do? Because that thing you told them to go and do, they'll still come back to you, asking you how to go about it. So at that point, what should I do? Thank you.
No, we're not going to do that. So, like I said, being a leader is a lot from you understand? So this is why I bring in the principle of emotional intelligence. You understand? They are not refusing to do it because they are being stubborn. No. Because they feel they lack the technical know-how to deliver and they are ashamed of, doing something that won't be, okay. So I don't know what your, what do they call it, your discipline method is in your own company, or how you could do it, or the kind of people that you have as employee working for you, because personalities of your employees matters a lot too. You understand? So when it comes to the refusal to do some of these things, what you apply is your emotional intelligence. Of course they are going to meet you and ask you how. Of course they are going to still meet you back for that blueprint to get that thing done. So as they don't get tired of showing them. So, but there's how you do it. In share there are 4 of them. In the 4 of them, you pick one as their leader. These are the method that we use over time. Pick the most difficult one and assign that task to be that. Let that person be the one to lead the rest of them. You understand? You are going to notice a very tremendous improvement. The most difficult of all that is causing that thing not to move the way it's moving. Assign that task to that person. Ask that person to be the leader. Put that leadership position on that person, and you will see that the response is just like in a classroom. Whereby they are noise makers, they are bullies, the most difficult students. If you want to control that class, that one that is the troublemaker, put that person in the leadership position. You will see that that person is more of a leader than even you. It will help. So when you apply the emotional intelligence, of course, appreciation and every other thing, it will help a lot. So did that answer your question? If you need more clarity, I can actually. So is there any other question? Any other question? Okay, you that said that, let's start. Brother, on the guy with glasses. Yes, let me ask you since you don't want to ask me. So can you tell me like 3 principles that we discussed today necessary for a leader in this age of innovation?
So, principles, yeah. You said you talked about the principle, yeah. Alright, so you talked about the first principle. Hence, it must be relevant, utility, it must be some sort of utility, it must be safe, yeah, and trust. Okay, systemic, yeah, thank you. It must be systemic and there must be trust. So, with regards to all you explained to us as leaders, we should trust as much as possible in our teams to develop products or develop an ecosystem in our organization that imbibes these principles that we share with us. Thank you.
To cut it short, that's actually a framework. Principle is different from the framework.
Yeah, thank you.
But you tried it, you remember us, you see? You
I was
remember
listening, actually.